Hey guys, thanks for coming. I first would like to thank our fans and most importantly our student body. Someone told me the second best opening day turnout from everything from the skull session, which kind of took me back a little bit. First time that was not here 20 some years ago when I was here, so that was an incredible moment. And then also our pregame tradition, which I think is going to, I hope, catches on a little bit with Coach Mick and the student body getting involved in the quick cows. What I'd like to do instead of just up here babbling, since this is our first post-game press conference, is kind of give you some information I think is important. Share it with you about why we won or why we had a bad day. But we have a very clear plan to win here, and number one is the plan to win and great defense. Certainly I would not say we played great defense. However, we played 3 quarters of very good defense. Gave up 303 yards passing, but 138 was in the last 3 quarters. And we held them to -1 yards rushing, which is usually come out on a plus side in a game like that. Turnovers, we were +3, which is a key time-tested stat. We had 2 picks and a fumble with 0 on offense. Red zone, we're 5 of 7, very disappointing. That was the probably black mark on the game for us as an offense. Was really the most disappointing one was the 1-yard line shot that we can't allow happen. Miami was 1 of 2. We spent a lot of time preparing in the red zone. And then kicking game, we hit all 8 of our goals that we have, and we also scored a touchdown. Third downs, these are just stats that I look at and that I basically handle with the team meeting yesterday. Ohio State, we were 52% on third downs. Miami was 26%. Field position, we were at 36 is where our average drive started, which is fairly positive. And Miami started at 22. That's taken after all kicks, all coverage units. And we gave up 0 return yards on the punt. And down 2 inside the 10-yard line on punts, but we should have downed 4. A couple other notes. We grade our kids out on champions each week. What I'll do is I'll give you the champions. I'll go through plan to win, give you champions, give a couple thoughts, and then discuss the opposing team. Then we'll answer any questions for you. Champions Club, those are the guys that graded out winning efforts. Brad Roby was also our defensive player of the game by the coaching staff. He had what we do on the defensive backs is how many opportunities you have to make a play, and he had an incredible amount, 30 opportunities to make a play, and that kind of game where they throw it all over the place. He was 25 of 30 for 83%. And a defensive back, you ask them to grade out a winner, you need to be at least 80%. So point of attack, if you're a defensive back and it's an inside run, that you're not point of attack. That's rather obvious. So anytime a defensive back has an opportunity to make a play, that's obviously much more significant grade than if it's just an inside run. So he was 83%, very good. 5 tackles, 1 assist, 3 pass broken up, 1 fumble recovery. And our defensive staff does production points like most defensive staffs, and he had 30, which is 30 production points. It was just a very good day for corner. Christian Bryant played excellent, 96% grade out, 88% point of attack, 7 tackles, 1 assist, 1 extra effort, 1 PBU, 17 production points. And Jerry will have these for you. Travis Howard, graded 90%, which is our 2 corners graded out against the throwing outfit pretty good. 18 of 22 on make a play. That's 22 opportunities. He was point of attack. He made the play 18 times. 2 tackles, 1 assist, 2 interceptions, and a pass broken up. On offense, the champions were Andrew Norwell, graded out a champion, 5 knockdowns. 2 pancakes, no pressures or sacks. He's really, Coach Warner is very high on him and says he's one of the most improved players on our team. Jack Muhort, 3 knockdowns, very physical, played very good. Our quarterback, who was also the offensive player of the game, set a Ohio State record for quarterback in rushing yards, and then was also can play a lot better, but managed us through some tough situations. Kenny Guyton came in and did well. His nickname from this point forward is Coach Guyton. So he does some things. He made a couple of checks out there that really, and he does it without the reps. So a lot of his things are mental reps. So really appreciate Kenny Guyton. Did a nice job. Carlos Hyde graded out a champion, 93% grade out, which is very high. 70% of his yards were after contact, 58 yards after contact of his 82. Zach Boren graded out a champion, 81%. That's his grade. And he scored his first touchdown, rushing touchdown, I believe, of his career. Philly Brown graded out 81% in the wide receiver crew. He was 6 of 8 make play and 7 catches, a career high for him, 87 yards. Devin Smith also graded out a champion, which he's come a long way. If you told me after our first week of spring practice he graded champion our first game, we'd have a little conversation about that. But I'm really proud of him. He's done a nice job and has improved. So that's our offense. Kicking, special mentions where Jamal Marcus played well. Our kicker, Drew Basil, did a heck of a job, really unnoticed, but I asked him to kick him out of the end zone. He did every time, and then I asked him to place it inside the 5, and he did that every time. So talking about place kicks on the kickoffs. Ben Buchanan averaged over 42, and Christian Bryant gave great effort. Our special teams player of the week was Adam Griffin, was involved in every special teams, kind of an unsung hero for us, and I love the guy. He goes real hard and tries real hard. With that said, I'll talk briefly about our opponent. Proud of the way our guys played. Very disappointed in the first quarter, but I'm glad if you evaluate it now, I'm very glad that happened. That gives us an opportunity to coach very, very hard and get some things corrected. Whole different animal coming in here this week. I know this team, I know this coach, I know this coaching staff, and we have great respect for everything they've done. They'll led the defense in their conference the last few years. They have very good players, 300-pound plus defensive tackles, 2 very athletic defensive ends. It's what you'd imagine out of Central Florida. On offense, they just pounded Akron a couple weeks ago, or I guess it was last week, and just ran power downhill at them, and with a big athletic quarterback that also threw the ball very well. His stats were really good. You guys can find that out. But to say that we don't have a lot of respect for Central Florida would be nonsense. The good thing is nowadays our players have already seen the film, so they already get a little touch of what's going on with all these iPads floating around here now. They have plenty of film to watch, and you can get up here and babble all you want, but if they see it on film what they're getting ready to go play against, then this will be a war. This will be something we have to be ready for, and we will. So with that said, I'll answer any questions for you.
Open it up.